What's up, guys? It's me. It's been a while, but I'm back because I made it into my first Frost test server in who knows how long. So I've decided I'm going to make a tutorial. And she's a little complicated, or more complicated than most at least. So I'm going to try to do my best to explain how she works, how the rotation goes, like why, and stuff like that in that general area. So this is going to be rotations for A1 and above, because I just didn't do the A0, so I don't know. Maybe I'll figure it out during live server, but yeah. Okay, so let's just hop into it. Helen, or Helene, or however you say it, I forgot. She's going to be your new DPS-ish. It's a dual DPS comp if you have lyncis, but she's going to be the inhabit. You're going to use her trait. I can't switch to it, but you're going to use her trait. And then this is the best team that we have right now. Titan stat wise, you just want to go the usual. And yeah, that's about it. For here, relics, just use things that are like off field, like buff dealer, eye, bubble gun, mask, gun, things like that. Things are always off field, whatever you have, whatever's the best. So rotation wise, unfortunately, it's another, you have to start with charge. So I'll get charge real fast while I talk about it, but basically how she works is her attacks give these stacks, and you need 100 of them to use your skill, and then the hold attack, which is going to be the majority of your damage. And I'll just show you how it works because personally I'm a visual learner, so I feel like that would be the best way to do it. I'm just swapping her out so I don't have any pre-stack. But rotation wise, it's simple-ish. There's two core components to the rotation. The first rotation, your initial rotation, is going to be different from the rest of the rotation because you don't start with any of her stacks. But then after the first rotation, you'll have 100 stacks as soon as you swap to her. So I'll just show you the first rotation real fast, and then the rotations afterwards all look the same. So I'll just, yeah. So you want to start on her, like on her weapon, and then you're going to do Void Piercer, which you just use her discharge and then the skill, and you swap to lyncis and use her skill, right? And then, so lyncis has subskills, and you'll want to keep autoing on lyncis until her second subskill. And after you do that, you would swap to Helen. And then, yeah, I guess I can show you this first. So with Helen, when you swap to her for the first time, what you want to do is you'll cancel this charge, just jump cancel it, right? And then you'll do autos until you want to watch your bar. You want to do autos until you reach 100 stacks of her pulse stacks, or whatever they're called. And then at that point, when you reach 100 stacks, you double tap the skill because there's two of them, and if you use it quickly, they both consume at the same time. So you double tap skill really quickly, and then you hold left click so that your hold attack comes out right after. And then after that, you'll want to do a jump attack or a plunge attack. So you'll jump up, you'll plunge down, and then you'll auto until you reach 100 stacks. And it's very quick because the plunge gives a lot of stacks. And if that sounded confusing, then you can repeat this part and watch it through. I'll show you roughly how to do it now. And yeah, so VP, lyncis, and then here you just click. It's very simple. You just click the whole time. That's the first subskill, and then the second subskill is at 12 seconds. And then afterwards, you go to Helen and you jump cancel. Once you reach 100 stacks, you do the skill, and then you do the hold attack, and then that's the plunge, and then you'll reach 100 stacks here, and then at this point you would swap back to VP, and you would repeat. So that's the first rotation. That's a bit different because basically you have to build 100 stacks, consume them, and then build another 100 stacks. while as in the next rotations you'll only have to build the 100 stacks afterwards, since you'll already have 100. So yeah, that's the first rotation in your, like, when you first start a fight. That'll be your first rotation, and then afterwards I will show you, or like right now I guess, I'm going to show you what to do after the first rotation. It is basically the same thing. We're just going to stay on lyncis longer because we don't need as much time on Helene now, since we don't have to build the first 100 stacks before the skills. So how I like to keep track of how long to stay on lyncis is you'll want to do 3 full auto chains. I can show you what that looks like. So one auto chain looks like this, and when you plunge down like that, that's the end of your first, or like that's one full sequence, right? So you want to do 3 of those in a row. So look like this. This is one, and this is your second one, and then you will do a third one also, right? And if you're optimal, you'll have time to squeeze a plunge attack into it too. So on your third auto chain, when you land, you can jump and then plunge and do that. So it'll be 3 auto chains and then a plunge, and then you swap off to Helene, right? Just keep in mind, if you do the plunge is a 2-part attack. So you see how it hits initially when you plunge down, and then it like flips back up. So just make sure you let both go through. So yeah, now I'll show you second rotation and beyond what it looks like. So pretend we just finished. Wait, I'll swap off and get rid of the stacks. Oh wait, no, I do need stacks actually. Sorry, stupid. Okay, so this is the scenario after your first rotation. You'll have 100 stacks to start, and it'll look something like this. So you would swap back to VP, and then to lyncis, and then remember we do 3 full auto chains and then a plunge. So 1, 2, and then 3, jump, plunge, swap, and then press skills right away and then hold, and then plunge down and auto until 100 stacks and then swap off. And yeah, it's as easy as that. Some tips and tricks I'd like to give is, well, I don't know if this will be the case for live, but on test server right now, Helene's discharge is a little like jank, because it like forces you into the discharge longer than normal. So what I mean by that is, if you swap to her and you have a discharge and then you jump right away, it might not cancel. So what you want to do is you swap to her and then wait a split second before you jump, and that should solve your issue there if you have it. For lyncis, make sure you just know that the subskill comes at 18 seconds on cooldown and 12 seconds at cooldown, and use those off cooldown. And that's about it. With practice, you'll become the next Frost guy. You know what I'm saying? Alright, well, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can just let me know in the comments and I'll answer or something. Alright, bye.